Jigsaw?
Wait, I thought the Jigsaw Killer was dead.
He is.
Jigsaw copycat. This is gonna go sideways fast.
All available units.
Byron.
I need everyone on this case! He could be anywhere. He could be anyone. We're gonna tear this city apart.
Hello, Detective Banks.
Shut up! Enough already! They're the same face! Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
8 movies where we just did the exact same thing. Ugh. But let's go ahead and review it. Hello, my lore lovers. It's Lindsay, aka November Pixie. Thanks for joining me today for just a straight review of Spiral, the Book of Saw. And obviously, we're going over major plot points. I do want to put just a general spoiler alert to just be aware of some spoilers. Obviously, we're dealing with the Saw franchise. Incredibly violent. It's incredibly graphic. I'm gonna try to hold back a little bit. I don't want to get any strikes on YouTube, so I'm gonna try to keep it as restrained as possible. Be aware of some language, be aware of violence, putting it out there, okay? Just from the opening sequence, I was like,
Hello, Detective Boswick. I want to play a game.
oh my god. This movie fell into the same problems that Saw 3 through the final chapter did. It's just excessively violent, and it's excessively just
Tear from your mouth the tongue that has so often been used to lie and to deceive.
just shit. But when I really look at Spiral, the plot isn't the problem. The plot is actually pretty good. It's about corruption in the police force and someone trying to expose that and expose all the dirty cops while bolstering, you know, in his own sick way, one of the only clean cops on the force. That is actually a pretty good premise. I do not agree that all police are corrupt. I know that there's good police officers out there. All my police officer lore lovers out there, I don't want to, you know, paint police in a bad light, but I do know that there is the flip side to that. I don't know everything that goes on in there because obviously I'm not in the police force. So it's not the plot that I had a problem with. It's always the execution. The execution is just awful. It's awful for a couple of reasons. Number one, first and foremost, Chris Rock. What were they thinking casting him? You know, I looked at Chris Rock's entire filmography. He doesn't really do serious or dramatic. And then I watched this and now I know why. He cannot do serious. He cannot do. Chris Rock is one of the most charismatic comedians. He's got just charisma out the wazoo. He's so commanding and he's just so confident in himself. And you can just tell that this is one of those movies where he is not confident at all. You know, coming across as just wooden and stiff. Thinks that, you know, in order to be serious, he's got to make his face as stern as possible and put this inflection on his voice. And it just doesn't work. And the thing that really sucks about it is because there's one scene where he has to confront this meth dealer, you know, right at the very beginning when they're first having this interaction. He's pretending to be this like tweaked out meth head and he's like trying to buy meth with this iPad and he's like, oh man, this thing's got everything. It's got Spotify and it's got Uber Eats and it's got all this stuff, and he grabs this like woman who's, you know, also a meth head, and he's just like, this is my wife, she and I just, we really need some meth, like please take this. And it's just, it's so funny, and it's Chris Rock in his element, and it's just great. And then they go into the house and they sort of take down this meth head. The meth head breaks his leg And Chris Rock is like, oh man, your leg is so fucked up. Like, you need me to sterilize it? And he's pouring some alcohol. And it's so funny. And it's like, this is the Chris Rock we know and love. But then in an instant, he literally just like switches to, where is Danny Smith? He goes from just being this jovial and like having fun with it to just, where is he? What is it? Oh, Chris, like you can't. And another major problem is that they team him up with Samuel. Samuel, like, he nails pretty much everything. He can do the comedy, but he can also do the dramatic. Putting these two together to do a role like this, you've got to be able to balance both. And Chris just doesn't have it in him. I'm sorry. I love Chris Rock. I think he's hilarious. But this just wasn't the role for him. And I can't understand why they went with him. I could see someone maybe like Will Smith. He's got the same charisma, but he can do drama and he can do serious and he can do like a horror level. He just has that range that Chris doesn't. Next big problem with this movie. It's the same problem I had with Saw 3 through the final chapter. The traps are way too long. It's excruciating to get through. They're just gratuitously violent. At the very beginning, they were very minimalistic, but then it does, kind of go further and further. And it just kind of goes into the unanswered question that I had when I did my Saw Victim of Franchise. It's like, it never really gets explained. Hoffman's a police detective. Like, he doesn't have the money. How is he having the money to build this stuff? In this film, by the way, if you don't predict the Jigsaw Killer in the first 15 seconds he's on the screen, you might want to do a Sudoku puzzle every now and then. It's so obvious who the killer is. It makes even less sense. How is he making these traps? These are very intricate traps. Like the one pulling the guy's fingers off. Another problem. None of these actors, other than Samuel, can really sell this property. None of them really have what it takes. And it's just such a shame because you look back through the Saw franchise.
He doesn't want us to cut through our chains. He wants us to cut through our feet.
Freaking Wesley from Princess Bride cast in a Saw movie. That is totally unexpected. But he really sold the fear and he sold the desperation as he sawed it off his foot, in Saw 4 and 5.
Tell me to.
Luke Danes, Scott Patterson, to cast him in a Saw movie, I was like, there's no way this is ever gonna work. But he really sold it and he really did, the work to just get you invested in the character, and he did a really good job. And then at the center is Tobin Bell, this relatively unknown actor. And then all of a sudden he just comes out as this Jigsaw. These main characters, like Carrie Elwes, Lee Winnell, Scott Patterson, all these people that just have to get you invested in this main character. They really sold it. Chris, he just doesn't have it. All these other nobodies in this movie, it's just like, I don't care about any of these people. I don't care about them when they're in their traps. And it's such a shame because it's like with, I think, better actors, maybe less violence in the traps, I feel like maybe this could have been better. And my final problem.
Hello, Detective Boswick. I want to play a game.
Is Jigsaw 12 years old? I mean, come on. The voice, you have a voice changer that can change, and this is the one you came up with? It doesn't sound scary, it doesn't sound intimidating, and then when you compare it with such a violent trap, this person hello, I am the Jigsaw Killer. What is happening? And this is where we need to stop. Saw 1 was a really good, it was very well done. James Wan, he's a master behind the camera. He's really good. He knows what to get. He knows how to make things tension-filled, and he knows how to make a really good horror film. Ever since they turned this thing into a franchise, it doesn't work. And I said I was going to talk about Jigsaw. And it was just boring and long and tedious. It was just a boring Saw movie. Please stop. You tempted us with Saw, the final chapter. Final. Then Jigsaw comes out, and then Spiral comes out. I'm done. You know, if they make any more, I'm not doing any more. Sorry, I've made it through. This makes 9 Saw films. I'm done. I'm done with this franchise. So, have you watched Spiral, the Book of Saw yet? What did you think about it? You can let me know in the comment section below. I really hope that you've gone to my channel and checked out the Saw Victim of Franchise reboot. Hopefully you've checked it out and you've given it a big thumbs up. If you do like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up because that does help out a lot. If you do like this video, be sure to check out my channel for some of my other episodes. Every now and then I will just do a straight review, but I do have episodes such as Victim of Franchise, Can I Fix It, and Heated Debates. And once you've checked out all of those, if you do like what I do on this channel, you can sprinkle a little pixie dust over that subscribe button and be sure to ring the bell for all notifications. Until next time, wishing you peace, love, and pixie dust. Bye now.